Perennial League Cup champions Manchester City will continue their quest for an unprecedented fifth straight triumph in the competition when they take on our beloved West Ham in the last 16, the last 16 of the League Cup at the London Stadium on Wednesday evening. The holders have not been knocked out of the competition. Are you ready for this? Since October 2016. I actually think, Matt, it's October to the day. 5 years ago today.
5 years.
But
it's impressive, isn't it? To be fair, let's be honest. That's impressive.
Of course. But they do face a West Ham side that claimed a scalp of Manchester United in the last round. Welcome back to the West Ham Network. I'm Anton, joined by Matt. This is our Carabao Cup preview, matchday build-up show. Matt, Stato, Man City. I've just built up. What expectations have I built up for you?
It depends on what team they put out. Look, I mean, either way, they're going to put out an amazing team. Right, let's be honest. But it's a sold-out crowd, which I'll be honest, I'm quite surprised at. But I think,
well, you're not going to be going. You're not going.
No, I'm not. I'll be honest, I'm not. No. But I think they priced it right. I don't think they overpriced it for what it is.
Yeah.
I think also I read somewhere that we've got essentially identical records this season. Yeah. Over the course of all competitions, us and Man City. So we are a bit of a different. I say we're a different team to what we used to be. You know, seasons gone by when Man City would come and put 4 or 5 past us every game at London Stadium. However, if anyone's going to be a king of breaking down the low block, it'd be Man City. So I'm sure for the neutral, it'll be a great game to watch.
Yep, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Listen, before we do get cracking in on our matchday build-up show, please subscribe to the channel. We are on the march to 10,000 subscribers. So if you are watching, I think it's somewhere over here or somewhere there, depending on what, thing you're watching on, if it's a phone or a laptop, hit that subscribe button. Along beside that, there's a bell notification that will notify you when our shows go live. We do have a membership program. If you're keen, have a look at that. You can see what the tier processes are. Make sure you get donations going into the Iron Support and Food Banks as well. Get involved with them, and we'll talk to you about the football partners next competition, which is quality. Don't worry, Matt is a brilliant advert for them, but he's not entering the next competition because look behind him, he has got all the winners' medals behind him. So we won't be doing any of that anymore, Matt, will you?
No. Someone else can win now. My rules full. Someone else can crack on and do it.
Well, listen, without further ado, it's time that we talk the opposition. Let's talk, for the first time this season, Manchester City. Everyone, please welcome Daps to the channel. Daps, how you doing, mate?
Good evening. How are you? You good?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good. Yeah, you? Have we built up City? Have we built up City enough?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's an interesting game, isn't it? Because, like Matt said, we don't know what team City are going to put out. Last round against Wickham, it was predominantly youngsters. I think Pep's already said he's not going to expect to see some youngsters playing, but it won't be as many because in the previous round, I think we had quite a few injuries. And also it was Wickham, it wasn't West Ham away. The thing is that you do know with this game over maybe other lesser games, especially say the FA Cup 3rd, 4th round, for example, is look, if we win the Carabao Cup this season, we set a record, five years on the bounce. So we're not going to be going into it kind of thinking, if we lose it, we lose it. We want to win this. We want to win this competition. Yeah. It's very clear. And like you said just before I came on, we don't go to West Ham anymore and not fall past you. Antonio is an absolute handful. I don't know if he'll be playing tomorrow. I don't know how serious you boys are going to take it because, you're fourth at the moment on a good run.
Yeah.
How important is this to you lot?
I think it's
we take any cup.
Yeah, right. I think right now we definitely do want to take a cup. It's been 41 years since we've won a trophy, so it's each year goes by. I mean, not in mine or Matt's lifetime we have ever seen us win a trophy. We've won the Intertotal Cup, so I mean we can take that. But there was the year we won it, there was 3 finals, so that's ridiculous. But anyway,
look, until 10 years ago, I'd never seen my club win a cup either.
Yeah,
I'd seen us be relegated a couple of times. I'd seen us I'd even seen us get promoted mainly by scraping through. But they'll come.
It shows you though. It shows you. So Daps, for anyone that doesn't know, where can people find you if they're interested in seeing your content?
So you can find me predominantly on Never a Foul, just on every platform, whether it be Twitter, predominantly YouTube. Also on Twitter, follow Daps MCFC, and also on YouTube, follow Feed the Goat, which is our Manchester City channel directly. So I've got Never a Foul is kind of generic, all football, and then we've got Feed the Goat, which is a new Manchester City channel of its own we've just set up. So. Oh,
brilliant. Excellent. So go across, check that out, check all the content out. Daps, you've actually been on the channel before with Russ.
I have, yeah.
Russ obviously helped run the channel, so we kind of brought our channels together and now produce as much content as we possibly can for the West Ham fan base. Loads of people in the chat, keep commenting and we'll go through some of that stuff. But let's just get started onto the game tomorrow. Like you said, Daps, you're going for this competition. You're probably not just going for this competition, you're going for a few more of the competitions as well. And you kind of asked us where we were at in terms of West Ham. We've not won a trophy in 41 years. As all fans of the club that we love so much, West Ham, we're desperate to win a trophy. Therefore, looking at the kind of starting lineup that West Ham put out last time out, and we do go through this laterally, but coming on to your team, and let's look at the team you put out against Wycombe last time out. Let's see if I've got the right one coming up first. So you beat them 6-1, is that right?
Yeah, 6-1, yeah.
6-1. And like you said, a really strong mix, though, of a lot of youth players. But there was a couple of, Kevin De Bruyne started, Phil Foden started.
It was our back five and our DM was young. And then the front five was kind of full pelt. So,
yeah. Matt, what do you think when you look at that?
There was some really good performances in that team from the youngsters, to be fair, but I wouldn't expect them to be playing against West Ham, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Matt, what do you think when you look at that team there?
You know what? That is... that is a very... I don't know enough about Man City's academy to call it an unbalanced team, but looking at it as a first glance of it does look... You've got the young American goalkeeper who has been a while. So Stefan, he's not bad.
He's all right.
The back five, not including Stefan, the back four and the whole field, I have nothing about them. And then you look at that almost halts you around at the front of the attacking players, and you're like, wow, even that is just. And I was talking to my mate at work today, and that is what Man City have got. Pep doesn't have we've probably got an 18-man squad. Man City have got a 25-man squad, and any one of them players would probably start in any other team in the league. Maybe exclude Chelsea and Liverpool. You look at Man City's bench, and think, they start. So it probably doesn't matter in an attacking sense whether Pep rotates tomorrow. I mean, the guy's name's gone from me now, but there's the other kid that, he looks like he's getting the new treatment that Foden's got. Yes.
Cole Palmer.
Where he's starting to... He looks decent. I saw some of him in the Champions League.
Yeah. And he's been playing for England under 21s as well now. He's kind of he's probably the next one to come through. The other one's Tommy Doyle, but he's been loaned out. who's a City legend. Well, two City legends, kind of. I think one City legend's son, and the other City legends, Pardew and Doyle's son and nephew, I think it is. But he's been loaned out. But they're the two probably that you'd probably expect to come through in the next couple of years. Cole Palmer's looking really good, looking very hot. I would expect him to start, to be frank with you.
Russ is in the house. Daps saying, love Daps, top fella. Even when he's on holiday, he finds time. For anyone that doesn't know, Daps is currently not in the UK right now. He looks like he's on his proper holidays.
Do you know what I was going to say to you? So I'm in Dubai, and everywhere in the hotel you have to wear a mask. I wanted to go down to the lobby, but I'd have to wear a mask there. So I'm up kind of on the 14th floor. So if you see people behind, they're just getting in the lift behind me.
I love it, mate. I love it. Proper dedication, and we do appreciate it. And we're not going to keep you long because you are on your holidays.
No, that's fine. The other thing I was going to say is that the interesting thing with the Wycombe game is it was the same day as our academy played.
Yeah.
So although we played a load of academy players, we were only able to play a certain number because we were really battered with injuries at the time. But the academy can only afford to give us a certain number of players. I think that's why we kind of started with the defence, but this still went with the full lineup up top. And then again, our academy are playing tonight in the Papa John's Trophy. So we'll be limited on academy players tomorrow as well.
But the thing is, though, I think, was it that player you were talking about, Palmer? Did he not play an under-23 game? And then, did he not play the same day or the day before?
Yeah.
Went across the road and came and made his debut. And I can't remember the full story behind it, but, you know, these young players are capable of doing that. You know, West Ham will be looking at the development squad tonight. And you know, my old way of thinking would be anyone that's in the development squad wouldn't be in the squad tomorrow, but that's not the way it works anymore. These players are capable of stepping up. But you had a lot of young boys in the back line there. You had no, you didn't have him in the back. I think you had obviously your American goalkeeper Stefan. You have Mbeti. You had Burns as well. I mean, are any of those players expected to start tomorrow, or can you see a stronger starting 11?
No, I mean, I think Stones will come back in. Yeah. John Stones will come back in because he hasn't been playing. He'll start, I think. So I wouldn't expect to see Laporte or Diaz. Zinchenko, I would predict, will start on the left because he hasn't been playing too much. To be honest with you, I think I'd expect to see Cole Palmer start, and then I would probably expect more youngsters on the bench not starting.
Yeah.
I think, you know, we've got a strong enough squad, and like I said, we don't want to go out. Look, I'm surprised it's last 16 already, but I don't think we will be wanting to go out at this stage. So I can't see us starting too many youngsters.
I think for us, we're surprised it's the last 16, but we're usually used to playing earlier rounds of the League Cup, not getting knocked through to the straight into what was it, the third round or something like that, because we're playing European football for the first time in such a long time. But
you left that to Arsenal this year, didn't you?
yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely. You know, we've got the Algerian battle tomorrow, Mahrez versus Benrahma. How's Mahrez been this season? He's not getting us a lot of game time, is he?
He's been hot and cold. I think he might be our top goal scorer this season, you know.
Right, okay, wow.
But he's had a couple of games, but you know what? Mahrez has had a season this season very similar to most seasons for Mahrez. There's some games where we'll get two goals and it'll look really, really good, and then there'll be some games where he just looks completely off the boil. What game was it? Before I came away, the game before I came away. In fact, no, it might have been while I was away, a game I watched, and he was awful, just so wasteful. But he's a one-trick pony, but it's still difficult to stop him from doing that trick. It's just like Robin used to be. You know, he's going to cut in on the left, but...
But Matt, when you talk about even like, you know, you've seen the start lineup against Wycombe, there was still, like you said, the forward line. You had Sterling, you had Mahrez, you had De Bruyne, you had Foden. I mean, we're talking about absolute top-notch quality, creative, full of creativity players. It's going to be a real test for West Ham, isn't it?
as I said, and the attacking players for Man City, it doesn't matter what they pick. But their players, like, even the bench players would walk into pretty much any other team. And they're doing it this year pretty much without a centre forward.
Yeah.
Jason's the only centre forward. I think that game, the last round, I think Ferran Torres played up front, and he scored like a few goals at the start of the season. A bit like Man City this year, they're still scoring goals. They're just sharing the goals about. But when you've got that much of an array of attacking talent and talent with that ability, it's we try to do something similar with our front three behind the centre forward. They all seem to switch around and interlink, and it's a weaker imitation of what Man City do. But Man City don't do it with like a three. Man City literally put four at the back, one holding, and everyone else just goes and does what they want. But
to be frank with you, you can actually say that it's more than that. And this is the thing: it's once we get a team pinned, you have the left back and right back flying forward as well. You have Rodri kind of sitting kind of around the semicircle, just controlling the whole game, and you end up having about 8 players just camped in your half. That's what you want to try and avoid. Now, it doesn't happen every game, but here's the thing with the without the striker. The more and more it goes on, the more I'm kind of beginning to get into Pep's head and thinking, I totally get why we might not want to go out and spend 150 million on a striker, because some of the games that we play, I don't think we'd win if we had a striker, to be honest with you.
I completely... sorry to interrupt you there, but I've said several times, and I'm not trying to play the West Ham situation down, but I'm talking about, if you think about finances and transfer fees of players, this is the best way I can describe it. Man City shop at Waitrose and West Ham shop at Aldi's. It's the only way I can describe it. And that's not disrespecting. That's just talking about value of the players, transfer fees of the players, etc. But what Man City are doing is they're kind of... and they have been doing it for a while. They've been moulding this team not really around a centralised striker. And West Ham, for the first time in such a long time, are moulding their team not around a centralised striker. Now, we've got a makeshift striker in Antonio, but his work rate and his style of play is so different to your typical striker that West Ham, as in David Moyes, is not interested in your typical number 9, but he is looking for someone who can emulate what Antonio does. And, we have had this battle. We had Sebastian Haller, who we let go to Ajax for a really small fee. We lost quite a lot of money on him, and he's banging in goals left, right, and centre for Ajax. And you hear a mixture of fans going, feed him and he will score. The problem was we couldn't feed him because our style of play didn't suit having an out-and-out striker on the field. And it doesn't. And last year we had... Yeah, go for it.
If we, when I was watching the Liverpool game in particular, and certain people were saying, if we had a striker, we would have been 3 up at half time. But I've said not necessarily. If we had a striker, would we have got those chances? Because we've won the midfield battle because we're playing basically 5 in midfield, 6 in midfield. And this is why in summer we're being linked with Danny Ings a bit, and kind of some people are like, nah, this is just the media. But I kind of get it now that if we go and buy a Haaland or a Kane for 150 million, right, you can't bench them. And when you play games where you need to dominate the midfield, you throw Haaland on, he's not suited to... I mean, Kane might be suited a little bit more to dropping back and kind of playing as a 6 in midfield, I guess. But I get why we might want... We used to have Zeko, and having that plan B, a lesser striker that you can bring on if you need a plan B. But I think the false 9 just works for us. And I think Pep brought that in at Barcelona. He brought that in and he played Messi in the false 9 role. So why now would we be that bothered about going and breaking the bank and breaking the wage structure? Because that's what we'd have to do for Haaland. Haaland's not going to want probably less than 400, 500 grand a week. I don't think our board's willing to pay that. So I think this false 9 thing works for us. And, if we win the league this year without a striker, and we won it last year without a striker, I don't really think the only competition anyone can tell us we need a striker in, I'll probably take is the Champions League. just that difference. But yeah,
Matt,
so
what do you think from Daps has said, Matt?
It's, you know what, every decade the game evolves and something else comes along. At the moment, I think Barcelona did it years back with the false number 9, but it is evolving again. You see it more and more that the old school Alan Shearer style centre forward isn't needed anymore. It evolved when Thierry Henry come along. He was the left. He was a left winger that went centre forward, and he still drifted out wide. Didn't really stay down the middle. And the quality of attacking players has progressed so far now. You look at players like De Bruyne, Sterling, Mahrez, Salah, Mane. They are quality finishers that aren't out-and-out centre forwards. So if you've got the quality to buy someone that good anyway, you don't necessarily need a centre forward. The old style of having a big man up front to hold the ball up, yes, maybe a lesser team will do that, like you said. Or if you've got you're 15, 20 minutes out and you need a plan B because you can't break them down and you want to start lumping balls in the box, yeah, sure. But until that point, it's not, and especially when you said about going and spending that much money, that is almost like Tottenham's downfall at the moment with having Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Because it's like you've got this price of a player, you can't leave him sitting on the bench because you want to change your tactics.
Yeah.
You're forced to play him. So if Man City went and spent 150 million on Haaland, you're not going to buy him and then go, oh, you know what, we're going to play Phil Foden as a false number 9 today and Haaland can sit on the bench, because the outcry will be like, well, you've got this centre forward, why are you not playing him?
Yeah, exactly that.
Well, listen, so here's some other things to be mindful of. Is West Ham are winless in our last 12 meetings with Guardiola's men, losing 10 of those
last year
and conceding 35 goals in the process. We have not won at home to Man City for more than 7 years. Our 2 previous League Cup ties with Man City ended in defeat, including a 9-0 aggregate loss in the 2013-14 semi-finals.
Feeling really positive right now, and keep rolling.
I know, mate, but I've just got to bring them up. I've got to be realistic, because the situation we're finding ourselves in. Yeah, I mean, was that Roger Johnson? Matt? 2013, 2014.
Yeah,
2-legged semi-final. I think it was.
It was.
He kept backing off, kept backing off. He backed off so much that he ended up in the stands.
On his own goal line.
I
think he was. Yaya Toure just got the ball on the halfway line and was just like, he wasn't even marauding forward. No. He just I think he was just jogging, and the relegator just absolutely crapped his pants and just backing off. And I'm sure by the time they scored, he was on the goal line.
I brought that up though for a reason though, and Daps, before I I get to your kind of prediction, etc. I'll ask a couple of questions related to West Ham. West Ham are a different beast now. We have to come to terms with the fact that we are a different beast, Matt. We've got a manager that's come to the club and hasn't just talk the talk, but he's walked the walk. He's backing up every single word he says, and he's doing exactly what he is saying he is doing. And it's going to be a big test for West Ham tomorrow. There's no ifs or buts about it. Yes, we're at home. Yes, we've come off a good couple of victories. Our stats for the season are phenomenal. We're playing different style of football, and we want to win a cup. But for the first time in a long time, we're in 4 cup competitions. So let's not, things are different for West Ham. But Daps, how do you see David Moyes and West Ham from an outsider's point of view looking in? And in preparation for the game tomorrow, how are you feeling for the game tomorrow?
So I expected West Ham to drop off this season. I'm going to be completely honest. More based on the fact that I felt... I thought United would improve. I'm grateful they haven't. Arsenal have improved, but they've still had a couple of dodgy results. Do you know what? I've had a few. I feel like David Moyes is back to Everton David Moyes. I feel like he's proving that he is a good manager. He got the Man United job based on the fact that the best manager in my lifetime thought he was a good manager. But unfortunately, he joined what we all now know, an organisation that is on the down. and looking for anyone to blame. You know, it's and I'm talking about Man United. Moyes was the first one. Jose got up. Every manager since him has you know, it's a bit like the Arsenal job. Who really would want it? And I think now at West Ham, I feel like I often say in football, once bitten, twice shy. I think that's why De Bruyne would never leave City because of what happened at Chelsea. I think that's why Mo Salah will never leave Liverpool because of what happened at Chelsea. And I think with David Moyes, you've got a manager that he took a bigger job in Man United and he got bitten. And I think now he's happy where he is. He's proving that he is a good manager. And yeah, I mean, I mentioned earlier last year when we played you, I think probably about fourth or fifth game of the season, we got lucky, very lucky. If Antonio didn't get injured round about the 50th minute, I think you probably would have beat us, to be honest with you. Antonio is an absolute handful. I think if Antonio's kept fit, he's one of the top strikers in the Premier League.
I think one of our biggest problems, Daps, and Matt, you'll back this up probably, is the fact that when we come up against Man City, the likes of Man City, the likes of Liverpool, is we probably respect your team too much. And by doing that, you know, feeds into your style of play. So, you know, I think every West Ham fan over the years has been shouting at West Ham to go at yous, go at yous. I know it's a risk, but we've never gone at yous. And when we don't go at yous, we play into your hands, and you can switch it on and bang that, you know, and that's been shown in all the stats that I've just read to you. But like I said, Matt, we're different now because we, you know, even against Liverpool last year, I always bring up the Liverpool game when we were at home because we were on good form. We turned up, we respected them too much, and they beat us 3-0. And it was like we didn't know what West Ham we were watching because we weren't used to that.
Case in point, was it the season before we went into COVID?
Yes, right.
I think
we came
played
up
away. I think we played away at Man City, and we just gave up. Moyes put on. I think we started 5 at the back with 3 holding midfielders. I think we lost 2-0, and Moyes was like quite happy. He was like, when they got to 2-0, I think both teams were like, okay, yeah, we'll have this. And then every West Ham fan moaned. Every West Ham fan moaned, why are you doing that? The next week we played Liverpool. He put out a proper team. We had a go. I think we lost 3-2.
Yeah,
you can't do that against City. You can't. No. Can't give us too much respect. You really can't. If you do that, you're going to lose.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is Moyes' one downfall, though, at the moment. He's still the very big teams. He does. Yeah. He's always been, like, for the attacking play we do, he always built. I remember at Everton, he was pragmatic and it was defence first. And then once you've got that solid foundation, you can do the stuff down the other end. And he still doesn't, or at least before now, he hasn't had the trust in the team to go to the big teams. And still have the go we'd like. So it'll be interesting to see what he does do tomorrow.
We haven't played during the league this season yet, have we?
No, we've not. No, this is the first time we're meeting each other. Yeah. So it'll be an interesting one. I've only got a couple of more questions then for you, Daps. First question I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to play a little cheeky video, is who is the West Ham player you fear the most? Oh, Matt, it's not done the music again. I need to sort that out. I'm going to delete that right now, actually, and sort it out in the future. Who is the West Ham player you fear the most, Daps?
Yeah, I've already answered. It's Antonio. Antonio, if he's playing, 100%.
The thing is, though, 100%. I mean, Matt, we'll come on to the team selection in a minute after you leave, Daps, but I don't think he will play tomorrow, if I'm being brutally honest. I've
got the last game in front of us, the last round, and Bowen started up front.
Yeah,
scored the other day, didn't he, Bowen?
Yes,
he scored against Genk.
In the Europa League.
Yeah. Who's the one player that West Ham should watch then from Man City? I know there's lots, but who's the one tomorrow in that cup competition?
For me, if Foden or Cole Palmer play, I would like West Ham fans to watch them. Yeah. Look, I guess I've been so lucky the last 10 years of my life to see such amazing players. But I'm sure you guys will agree that there's something special about players coming through your academy that support your team. And And in those two players, look, Cole Palmer, he scored the other day, but it's not that. It's if you saw his goal when he came on, I think it was the last round. Was it against Wickham? And if you see his goal, it was either against Wickham or it's in the.
Don't think he played
in the Champions League. I think it was
the Champions League, wasn't it? It was Champions League.
Yeah,
and he came on and made a European appearance. I'm sure I've seen the advert.
He scored like a second touch or something.
Yeah,
and I don't know if it was that goal or if it was in the previous round when he came on as a sub against Wickham. The important thing about the goal was it was kind of, it was from outside the area, and I think it was a counter, and he had De Bruyne one side screaming for the ball, he had Mahrez the other side screaming for the ball, and it just come on as a sub, and he was like, "Nah, I'm just going to put it in the corner myself, cheers." And at his age, to kind of have Mahrez and De Bruyne screaming for the ball, I just love seeing that, because I think, and it's the same with Foden. From the minute Foden started playing with the main team, seeing how confident they are, that's why I would like to say to West Ham fans, just watch them, because for me, I get excited when I see young Manchester boys coming through.
Absolutely. Daps, before you leave, mate, what is your predictions for the game tomorrow? Don't worry, mate. You can be brutally honest if you want.
No. Look, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. West Ham are not the team. I was going to say to you, when you listed the last 15, was it last 15 you said or something?
It was 12. Last 12.
Right. And I felt like saying, okay, but what is it over the last 4? And I bet you it's nowhere near as bad as reading.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually, yeah.
So you're not the team that you were a few seasons ago. But like I said, we're not going to want to lose this. So I can see it being a tight game, but maybe ending up at a 3-1 City, but 2 late goals.
Well, I'm actually not going to bring up the last 4 results. I'm just going to ignore them. One of them particularly was really bad, so we'll just ignore them completely. We got 1 point from the last 4. Conceded.
That was a draw. That was a 1-1, wasn't it?
11 goals in 4 games. So
the last 2 have been good. Well, the last 3, I think.
Tight. Have been
the
tight.
Last 3 have been all right.
The last 3 have been reasonably tight. Yeah. Foregone conclusion. Yeah. Well, listen, Daps, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. You're on your holidays, mate. I want you to go back and enjoy it. Yeah, absolutely pleasure. And I'd love to have you back on for when we play each other.
100%. Love to do that anytime, and have you guys over to our channel as well, maybe to review the game or something. So
totally.
Thanks for having me.
Go and enjoy your holiday,
good
mate.
Good luck with the game, but good luck with the game afterwards. I hope you get top 4.
That's what I usually say. Don't steal my line. I say good luck after tomorrow's game. Good luck after tomorrow's game. Right, take it easy, Daps, mate. Pleasure.
Cheers, mate.
Take it easy, mate. Cheers. Quality, really nice guy. Brilliant. Love it. Fantastic. Great insight. I did say, Matt, we were going to try and
not keep him on too long.
Yeah, but it's just what happens there. What's happening in the background? Are you having a party?
No, that's my flatmate. Don't know what he's losing something at something.
He's losing his about to live. Right, let's jump straight onto it then. Let's talk about West Ham. Now, I think what's best to do is for us to talk about the starting 11, and we can build and talk about players as we go through that. So if you are watching, put your predicted starting 11 in the chat just now. So last time out in the Carabao Cup, West Ham had this team out to field against Manchester United away at Manchester United. Had Areola in goal, Ben Johnson, left back, Diop, Dawson, Fredericks at right back, Krul, Noble, Masuaku, Lanzini, Yarmolenko, and Jared Bowen. So let's start building our starting 11 and talking about players as we go along, Matt. Let's get into the goalkeeper. I mean, Fabianski's been playing absolutely wonderful as of late. You know, I know you were calling for Areola to start some Premier League games, but I think as of late, you're kind of happy with Fabianski, in the Premier League?
He stepped himself up again, and he had a couple of bad games. And that being said, he has solidified himself as the league goalkeeper again. So does that mean that Areola comes in?
Yeah, I think it does, to be honest. Are we kind of going to agree with that?
Yeah.
Let's kind of no beating about the bush here. Let's put Areola in goal. He's kind of brought himself into being the kind of cup goalkeeper. So, and I think he needs this thing. The only other potential concern you could maybe say about Areola in this game in particular is that he has been quite jumpy, quite erratic to a certain extent, and maybe the only thing you could say is, this is the point I'm trying to make, the only thing you could say is you can't really afford to be that scrappy and that crazy against the likes of someone like Man City.
But at the same time, I don't like. I don't think it's gonna be many crosses. I think it's gonna be a lot of diving involved, a lot of saving. So I don't think the cross is going to be an issue. I think Moyes will just play him, and it is what it is. I think Moyes will be like, look, you got to prove your worth if we're going to be keeping you, so you need to play some games. And it's not his first time playing Man City either. You know, Man City didn't buy much or if anything over the summer. So.
Yep. Let's put him in anyway. Let's get him right in there. Let's bring this full screen up. Okay, what formation are we going for?
Well, I've got it. I've written it down before you put it up. The last rounds, and at the moment, Moyes is sticking to his formation, isn't he? He's sticking to the 4-2-3-1.
Yeah. So let's come into the kind of left back position now. In the last game, Ben Johnson played at left back against Manchester United. We also did see Fredericks come on off the bench. I'm trying to remember, was that against Genk? And jump into the left back position.
Yeah.
Also, we know that Masuaku can play left back, but he did play further forwards in the last game against Manchester United. But what do we think we're going to do? I mean, I'll put it out there. I think Creswell will get a rest tomorrow. What do you think?
See, I've got him down to start.
Have you really?
Yeah. You know what? I know this is. I've got the team. I've written down like the team I think will play, the team that played last round, and my team looks nothing like the team that played the last round.
Right, that's fine, though. So let's discuss.
I think he's going to give this team a lot more seriously than he did the last round, because you knew Man United were going to rotate, but I don't think Man City will.
So you've got Creswell in at left back. Let's jump into the chats and see if anyone's saying the same. They're all giving us their full blown lineup, so we'll kind of jump onto that in a second. I'll go with the flow, mate. I'll go with what you're saying as well. So don't worry about that. Let's put Creswell in at left back. We'll bring him down because I think we're going to be talking about him in a minute. What about the right back position then?
So I've actually written, but this is the one I'm unsure about. This is like a if he's fit. I have got Fredericks.
You got Fredericks in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he's fit.
Okay. Deserves a run out though. He's been playing way. He's been playing.
Because at the moment,
yeah, well, he is. He's
because Soufal's not exactly. I don't know what the situation is with Soufal.
Well, so the situation is
Johnson is the league.
Well,
right back, isn't he?
Let me kind of nullify that anything there. So Fredericks trained with the first team squad today, fully submerged in first team training. So he is ready to rock and roll. So based upon that, you think Johnson's going to get a rest for tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't know what Soufal's situation is. So at the moment, Johnson is, at least if Soufal gets fit. I don't know how that will change when he gets fit. At the moment, Johnson's the first team right back. So I think Fredericks comes in.
We do have Harrison Ashby, who was sitting.
He's playing today.
That doesn't matter though. That doesn't affect him anymore. Doesn't change it.
Doesn't to Man City, but also, I mean, I know you're saying about the guy for Man City, but he literally played I think he played 9 minutes in the League Cup game or whatever, and then he drove straight down to play the other game. So he didn't play 90 minutes both games.
Okay.
Yeah, Fredericks probably.
Him. Cool. Let's move him out of the way. Okay, centre halves. Are we going with the kind of cup competition centre halves? And that is Dawson and Diop.
I've mixed it up.
Oh, he's mixed it up.
Yeah.
Right, come on then.
I think, because especially with the teams that are left, if you get past Man City, you do have like a big chance of winning. I've actually written for the team I put down, Diop and Zuma.
Diop and Zuma. Wow, interesting. Now, is that is that risky?
Well, because you always say you don't want to change it too much, so it's like, I've kept 2 first teamers in, and I've got 2 rotations in.
I'll be brutally honest with you, mate. I don't see that. Shall I tell you why I don't see that? You've got
it'd probably be Dawson. It'd probably be Dawson and Diop.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
I think my situation really is the fact that these two, Dawson and Diop, have been fantastic every time they've stepped into the equation for West Ham, and we know Augie's probably not going to feature tomorrow, but I don't see that, mate. I don't see that. I think that these guys are going to need game time, and I don't see the purpose of why you would rest Dawson, to be honest, and give Zuma game time, and I don't see the purpose of why you give Zuma game time and not rest Zuma. If that makes any sense, it works both ways. They both need to play games. I mean, I'm going to change it up. I mean, it's our show together, so I'm going to change it up, mate, and I don't agree with you in that.
No, as I said, it's like I was looking at what he might do.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think Zuma and Diop have probably been the best pairing of the other centre backs.
Yeah.
Ogbonna would never play. He'd never play twice a week.
Yeah.
Equally, I don't think Dawson would play twice a week. But Zuma's played twice a week for Chelsea. Like,
yep. Well, I'm gonna.
But we have seen at the moment that he has gone for his. He's basically got his league centre backs and his cup centre backs. So
listen,
it was a discussion, but I can see it being.
Liam DA saying, "Do we go to a back 5 tomorrow?"
No,
I don't think we will either.
We just said about too much playing into their hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Too much respect.
Yeah.
Too much respect, and we don't want to be doing that. Okay, let's move into the central part of midfield. Let's bring all the players that couldn't be available. Krall won't be available because he's still in isolation, I believe. Declan Rice, Souček. We've got the potential for Lanzini, and of course, Mr. Mark Noble. So last time out, we saw Mark Noble and Alex Krall. So we definitely know there's going to be a change there. Who starts?
Rice and Souček.
Really? Go big or go home.
He didn't swap them out for the Europa League game.
Yeah. So what kind of we've got? Let me get this right. We've got Villa on Sunday, and then
the Thursday game.
Then the Thursday
away.
Away.
Yeah.
God, big decisions in it. Big decisions. I mean, I don't think it will be There's maybe an element there that maybe why he would do that. Is that too risky?
Why? Why is it too risky?
Don't know. Let's go with what you're saying.
Souček's got the highest running stats in the league. He still makes the runs.
Yeah,
and Rice has said he wants to play in competitions and play every game. So
there you go. Right, everyone who's watching, do you agree with what Matt is saying? Matt is bringing in Rice and Souček, potato salad and Rice to start as the defensive midfielders. There you go. Right, let's jump into the left position then. We've got, well, it depends on what you really want to look at, really. We've got Masuaku, who started in that left midfield position last time round. What do you think, Matt?
I've gone Fornals.
You've gone Fornals?
Masuaku, you know what? And this is obviously I've got the old team, and Masuaku started last time.
Yep.
And he did nothing.
No, he didn't. You're right.
Was just like, I'm one of these people that's always said that Masuaku was a good player further up the pitch. He's not a defender.
Yep.
He can play as a wide of a back 5. He's got the pace. He's got the ability to take people on and put across it. He did nothing.
Yep.
He offered nothing when he played on that left-hand side against Man United.
Yeah.
and we'll try and rotate a bit, but I think he played for an ounce.
Okay. I'm going to move into the up front position. Are we going to put Jared Bowen up top?
Yeah, go on.
Right. Okay. So we know that we don't believe Antonio will play or feature tomorrow. Who's going in behind him?
I've written Vlasic, but it won't be Vlasic.
Why are you saying that?
Because Moyes' man always comes in for the cup games as the number 10.
And that is Mr. Manuel Lanzini.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he will as well.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what I've written. We're predicting Moyes' team, and
yeah. And then at the right, Yarmolenko.
Yeah. And for me, that is a team that is rotated. You've changed 4 of the back 5. You've changed 2 in the midfield, and you move Bowen up front. So you've changed it around. You've rotated, but it's still got enough quality and first team in it to be respectful and have a go.
I mean, Long Dark Tunnel say no way will Moyes play that team. Long Dark Tunnel, get your team in and let us know. If you have put it in, I'll quickly check up in the comments above, but I don't think you have. Jordan Dyer is saying we've kept 3 clean sheets since Johnson has come in, so I'd play him and stick Fredericks on the right wing and play Bowen up front. I mean, that is a good shout, if I'm being honest with you. Let me find them.
To be honest, I'd actually rather play Fredericks up front than Yarmolenko. But
so
I like Yarmolenko, and I think he's played well in the Europa League games this season.
Yeah.
But
that's a good shout, though. I kind of like
and we've
that.
done it against Stingy, didn't we? We done it against Aston Villa last season.
Yeah.
To keep Grealish quiet.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'd give that a go. I think Fredericks looks decent when he's in the final third, and he's got pace to hurt teams.
Yeah.
Coming up against Zinchenko, who's not slow, but he's not rapid pace.
Yeah.
Probably find Ake on that side as well, who's probably not as much, who's not as quick.
Yeah.
So
Jordan,
what? I wouldn't mind that. Yeah.
Jordan, we've changed it up a little bit actually. We've put them. I think I would agree with you on that. And Hornswoggle, you're saying the same.
That's a fair shout. Yeah.
As well. Jay Woods is saying Vlasic starts, in my opinion. I don't think personally he does, to be honest. I think
I want him to start in the number 10. However,
I think
as I said,
hold him out for the Ghent game. I think.
Yeah, we got exactly. Look, we got 3 games in 8 days.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Sunday, Thursday. So players are going to get chances.
Yeah.
Players will get playing time.
Trev Tribb, you're saying, will Vlasic get a start? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, who are we to sit here and we're just trying to build the team on the basis of the fact that
what Moyes does. We're trying to pick it, but
what Moyes does. I mean, can I be honest with you though, Matt? What I would have done a year ago would have been changed about 7 players, but there's no point in doing that because we know he's not going to do that.
I probably would have changed formation as well, but I don't think he'll do that either.
No, I really don't think he will.
I think he's now got. I think his Premier League team is settled right at the moment. I think we probably agree on that.
Yeah.
I think Moyes now knows what his starting 11 in the league is, and if everyone's fit and ready, that team will play. However, cup games, I don't think Moyes knows. I don't think Moyes knows until like the day before, when he's going to go.
Well, listen, for anyone that's going to question we've got other options here. I mean, I'm not going to put Benny in because I don't think Benny will feature, or he may come on as a bench. But you've got Yarmolenko, who can cover several positions in there. So if you decided you didn't want to play Fornals, you could drop him out. You could put Yarmolenko in there. That could be an option. He could go on the right-hand side. You could switch up and put Fornals there. You could put Yarmolenko. That's the thing about him. It's the same with Vlasic, really. Vlasic could come in that role there. And in actual fact, you could bring Rice out, rest him, put Lanzini in that position. You could play a bit deeper. You've got different options. But I think as a whole, I kind of like the look of this team, to be honest. I think that's a good shout. Would you? You happy with that? Oh, I've been changing it left, right, and centre, and no one's been watching it.
It's. I think that might be something close to what we see.
Yeah.
I was going to say about Antonio, but
I can't see it.
You know what?
I mean,
that would depend on how much Moyes wants it. That's what I will say.
Yeah.
How much does Moyes want to go for it?
Rhonda and Tony Tanti are saying, I normally agree with Matt, but Moyes will try to win. But he knows Sunday is more important now that we are top 4. Happy Amaret saying this isn't important as it was before because of how much more competitive we are in the league and almost in the last 16 of Europa League. But I'm going to add something here to it. I know for a fact, and we know for a fact as West Ham fans, that we can't. Losing this game is not good for West Ham's morale, no matter what cup competition we're in. It's not, because what you don't want to do, in my opinion, is just step aside. You don't want.
No, you don't want to throw it away. That is it.
You don't want to throw it away. And Moyes, and I don't think this current West Ham crop, this team, this manager, this system will be going into this game tomorrow going, I don't find this league, this cup competition.
This ain't going to be Big Sam putting out 11 kids against Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be that sort of. And I think, you know what, I don't think the players want it either. The players can see that this team is going places. They're all excited. They want to win things. And you don't win things by putting 11. No offence, we proved that against Nottingham Forest all them years ago. Yes, you can win things with kids in the team, but you can't win things with 11 of kids. And that's why I picked the team I tried to pick.
Yeah,
I could have rotated more and gone, you know what, get Baptiste in, get Ashby in, maybe Chester's, I'll go flex. But I still think Moyes will rotate, but he will still want to pick out a team that he thinks can win. And I still think that team looks like, you know what, if he put that team out, if we were like bare bones, if we had like a series of injuries, and he put that team out against the team in the bottom half of the Premier League,
yeah,
I still wouldn't be worried about that team playing.
No.
If we had a COVID outbreak tomorrow and Dawson, Diop, Antonio, Yarmolenko, all them went down, and that's the team you had to play against Aston Villa.
Yeah,
I'd still be confident enough that team could get something out of the game. May not win it, but they definitely get a point out of the game. So, you know, we don't know what sort of team what sort of team Pep's going to pick. Pep will change it a bit.
I'll address this comment, Tommy. Would much prefer to see Creswell, Rice, Souček, Bowen rested. We have to prioritise the Premier League and Europa League. You know, there's a sentiment. I think I do agree with what the sentiment is behind that. But I just don't think Moyes thinks like that, Tommy.
Well, don't forget as well, we've only got like another 2 weeks and then it's freaking European nations again.
But I think we've seen enough now, Tommy, of Moyes to know that he doesn't do that. I would be really, really surprised if those 4 players were all rested, if I'm being brutally honest, because I do think if we rest all 4 of those players, you are kind of saying, there you go.
We don't care about this anymore.
Well, you take Rice and Souček out, and I know we had Noble and Krul, and they gave a good performance. From my understanding, I don't think Krul can make it, can he? He's not there, is he? Is he still in isolation?
I don't. When did he?
I don't think.
When was when did he come back from thingy? How long ago was that? He might make it, but I haven't seen him in training. So if he's been training on his own or not been training for 10 days, I don't think he'd play.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I you know what I would have said, and this is actually like if he was fit and available to play, I would have said Rice and Krul, and maybe not Souček. But even if Krul's like, there's no way. Look, you knew Man United were going to rotate. And you know that Man United, look, Fred and McTominay aren't up to standard, let alone whoever they put in for it. Matic isn't very mobile. So, you know, in terms of midfield battle, Krul and Noble could still compete against the teams if whoever gets put next to them. But Man City's going to be so attacking, even with who comes in. You look at that team last time, they had one kid as a whole midfielder and Foden and De Bruyne were either side of them. They go on being mobile and quick. And Noble and Krul, but more Noble, but I think they get run ragged.
Yeah. I think it shows, you know, it's definitely a different of opinions. Everyone's got different opinions in this, but I do think that we're going to have to see a mixture of the team here, a really good amount of squad rotation, to be honest. Agreed, Irish Tommy. If we're not playing City, we could rest everyone, but because it's City, we have to include some first team squad, which I think the sentiment behind what Matt's going behind. Liam saying Moyes won't play any youth players, in my opinion, because let's say we do, we go to penalties, he won't want to take one. WHU58 saying, I was telling me agree about resting Suchik and Rice. David M, have you seen the side lineup for tonight's Papa John's Trophy? All the West Ham players that could have played tomorrow night are all playing 2-0 up so far. Yeah, I think it's Thierry Nevers and Ashby have got a goal. Jordan Dare, Rice and Bowen seem to be able to handle fixture congestion completely fine. Yeah, and so does Tommy Suchik.
When they're younger, a lot of players do play it. Yeah. It's the older players that can't do it twice a week because his body takes longer to recover.
Yep, absolutely. Stevie C is saying, stating the obvious, they just have better finishers than us. I mean, they do. That's the other thing we have to be worried about is the fact that they have a lot of very good finishers.
As I said, they've only got one centre forward, but the finishing ability of the players that they've got that aren't centre forwards is why that Pep hasn't brought a centre forward. Yeah. I don't know if you saw their game. Was it the Brighton game at the weekend? Was it this weekend they played Brighton? Yeah,
they tore them to shreds, didn't they?
And Jesus played right wing.
Yeah.
He didn't even play. One centre forward he didn't play him out front. He played Phil Foden down the middle.
Yeah.
And put Jesus out on the wing.
From what we understand, Trini, he's not available, just so you know. He's not going to be available. I'm just trying to get the stats, Man City stats. It's the Premier League stats I'm going to bring to you for this season, but Daps made an interesting observation, which was, I mean, in Premier League, Phil Foden's the top goal scorer with 3, Kevin De Bruyne with 2, Gabriel Jesus with 2, Jesus has got 5 assists, Jack Grealish has got 2. I mean, you could even see Jack Grealish feature tomorrow. You just never know, mate. I mean, I think they want the competition, and like you said, it's the last 16. The team who wins tomorrow, who's victorious, goes through to the last 8, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal, mate. That's the quarterfinals of the League Cup, and that's exactly what Moyes is going to be pushing for. And there's big teams. I think someone said that up here. Is it Chelsea and Liverpool are still in the competition? Yeah, they are, but you have to be in it to win it. And the further you get in it, you're going to come across the bigger teams. But bring them on, is what I say. I think Moyes wants that.
Well, Chelsea's rowing 1-1 at the moment, so
yeah. Hornswazzler saying, take each game as it comes and hope to do well in all and stand a chance in one. I like that a lot. For anyone that's watching, get your predictions in the chat right now and we'll go through them. So get your predictions in for the game tomorrow evening against Man City. Matt's not going to the game, so Matt, I take it you're joining me with the match day live tomorrow evening. Yes.
Yeah.
So make sure you come and join us. The kickoff is 7:45. Are we on tomorrow evening? So we should be probably starting in and around. I'm just trying to get the kickoff time while we're
so I'm trying to look up
on here.
7:45.
So we should be on about 6:45. We'll try and come on a bit earlier tomorrow if Matt's around and is able to do it, and I can jump on. Hopefully at 7, we can talk about that after. Of course, if you are new around here, please go and hit that subscribe button. It really does help us out. We're so close to getting to 9,000 subscribers, but we are marching on to 10K. So please go and hit that subscribe button. Honestly, just do it. It really does help us out. If you are interested in becoming a channel member, go and click the option to join the channel membership. Before we do move on to your predictions, keep them coming in the comments. We will go through them. Remember, Christmas baubles. We're offering these Christmas baubles thanks to my wife, handmade, fully handmade, West Ham United with a gold Hammers cross, personalised with your surname or a name on the back and a number of your choice as well. If you are interested in purchasing any of them, then click on the following link. If you are interested in purchasing them, a donation will be made from every single purchase going to Irons Supporting Food Bank. So please go and check them out as well. Last but not least, before we jump on to the predictions, we have the latest competition from Football Prizes. Let me just get that up, mate. I haven't got it up. I think it is the a signed and framed Antonio top. Really, really nice Antonio top. Of course, he is our top goal scorer in the Premier League. Let me get this competition. I don't know who won the all singing and all dancing lights and all the highlights reels stuff going around with it, but it looked quality the last time out. Let me bring this one up here and I can show you how to do that. It's coming up now. Just bear with me. Here we are. There you go. There. That is this week's prize. Mikel Antonio, signed and framed West Ham United shirt. 99 tickets to be sold. Each ticket costs £4.95 to enter. The competition ends on Friday, the 29th of October, 7:30 p.m. The draw will be live. I think it's 8:30 on the Facebook page. 27 tickets have been sold. 27 from a possible 99. Currently, you've got a 1 in 27 chance of winning that top. So go and get yourself involved, please. It's a good, great, fantastic competition. Absolutely huge. Matt, give us your predictions, mate.
I've actually written. I think I said the same for the last round. Desmond and then penalties.
Right. Okay.
Penalties.
And who's going to win the game?
Roll the dice, mate.
Oh, come on.
Ariola is decent at penalties, though. So
Come on.
I'll go for us, but yeah, sure. I'll say we'll win on penalties.
I have a bit more faith in that.
You read all the stats out earlier. It's your fault.
I know. Anil was saying a Desmond penalties, don't know. Liam DA saying 1-0, then they score an extra time to make it 2-1.
No extra time.
One thumb down. Stella's back. You're right, GP. Cayman 83021 Irons. Clive is saying I think Man City will be strong. Prediction 3-2 West Ham. Love it. Irish Tommy saying Arsenal 1-0 up against Leeds. Jordan is saying we'd love a win, but our finishing isn't great and we won't have much possession. I think a 2-1 loss. Sorry, Anton Jordan, mate. Leave us Allo 2-1 West Ham. Let's be confident. I know the squad will be. Let's have it. WHU 58 1-0 to the Hammers just after 90 minutes. Isn't this comp no extra time? No, I think it does go into extra time.
No, it don't.
It doesn't. Straight to penalties in.
They got rid of after COVID, didn't they? Because of COVID last year. So straight to penalties.
Alfie saying 2-1 West Ham. Bowen, Lanzini and Foden. Peter is saying 3-1 to City. Can I pick 6-6? What? Helen Ludders, 95 watching, only 50 likes. Come on, press that thumbs up. Yes, please do. Alfie saying he meant 3-1. Tickets sold out before I got one. Hart 1-0, Head 2-1. But Hart is the one I always go with. Get in there, happy. Get in there, happy. James Bong, West Ham 2-1. Hope Matt's not entering the competition. Two down Hammers. No extra time in this competition. Straight to penalties. Tim Sharpen 3-2 to the Mighty Hammers. Let's get out there and play our game. Tim, I'm going to go with your prediction, mate. I'm going to go 3-2 to the Hammers. And yeah, just remain confident. Irish Tommy 3-1 City. Anton asked the missus to make some homemade Scotch pies. I will buy loads of them. Seriously, mate. We don't eat Scotch pies, mate. But get yourself a bauble. Get yourself a Christmas bauble. Buy a present for someone. Come on. Hornswalls, I still think that they're too strong for us. Unless we go at them from the whole 90 minutes, we'll probably lose 2-0. If we do go at them, then we may just scrape a win. Andy Pepper 2-1 to West Ham. Hornswalls are saying got to get right up in their faces to get any kind of result. Ludders saying 1 each, then we lose on penalties. GP saying 5-1 City. Come on, GP. What? Liam D8, if we win tomorrow, can we start a Man City or a small chant? Father Snowman is saying 3-1 defeat. I mean, I'm going with a 3-2 victory to West Ham. Mate, Matt, who's the player we fear the most from Man City? Come on, one.
On form, Foden.
Foden. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. Who's the player they should fear for tomorrow?
Rice.
Deckers. Mr. Declan Rice. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've had a fantastic away guest on again. Make sure you do join us tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I'm not sure if there's a lunchtime live. Oh, there is. Oh, there is a lunchtime live tomorrow. My words. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can give you a little hint. Oh, my words. Oh, my words. Oh, my words. This is a biggie. Let me just see if I can give you a little hint at what we are watching, what you will be hopefully watching tomorrow if you do tune in to the live, lunchtime live, which I think is starting about 2 p.m. UK time. Let me just see if I can get this image in time before we go. I'm not saying the name, just giving a little nod, a little hint. That's all I'm doing, mate. A little nod. Oh, it's not saved. Why is it not saved? Come on. Oh, no. How do I save it? How do I save it? How do I save it? It's coming. Don't worry. Bear with me. There we go. Should be it now. For anyone that is watching tomorrow, make sure you do join the channel. And here's your hint for the live guest that will be coming on. All I'm going to do. All I'm going to show you. So make sure you check us out tomorrow. Man of the moment. Man of the moment. So make sure you come, and you have to subscribe to the channel because you never know what is going to happen when you do subscribe to this channel. We've got celebrity guests, ex-West Ham players that come on a regular occasion. You've got Matt. You've got Anton. You've got Russ. You've got Stel when he wants to, when he can be bothered to get out of his bed and turn up for you guys. So make sure you do tune in tomorrow. It will be a very, very exciting show. And stay safe. And come on, you Irons. Oh, hold on a minute. Is it Thursday? Oh, no. Have I ruined it? Oh, I think it is Thursday. It's not tomorrow. It's Thursday. It is Thursday. David M. I apologise. It is 2 p.m. on Thursday. Make sure you join us on Thursday. Reese, no, he's not. He's just being lazy, mate. He will be back next week. Don't you worry, mate. Don't you worry. He's listening to a bit of advice and he's going to get it sorted. So don't you worry, mate. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Come on, you Irons.